He's so
Okay,
muted.
I heard. Oh yeah, but he's not. He can server mute himself.
I know.
Okay, sound is going through now, so we should be good.
What the fuck is happening?
But it looks like we don't have video anymore.
What?
The sound was working, then the video disappeared. Let's go.
Okay, it's good. We're good.
Oh,
We're good. We're good. Everything's good.
Awesome, awesome.
I'm going to
Everything
shoot.
perfect, 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 perfect. In
Everything
game,
is
in game, in
great.
game. Perfect,
Okay.
perfect.
Holy cow!
All right, catch up the draft. They elected to ban the Ivern instead of Bel'Veth this time, so Bel'Veth was instantly picked, as well as Jinx was banned quite right away as well. They want that blue side to get it. We will be seeing Ramus is the answer to Bel'Veth because of all the autos. We also see the Vayne coming out, which is somewhat an answer to the Ramus. Both isn't for different reasons. We'll see the Zac and Swain. A lot of AoE coming up for both these teams, but we will see Garen as the rounding out pick for it, and I believe this side's swap. So that should be for UGA this time. And then we will be seeing Oakland running the Gwen top, Ramus jungle.
Zach's
Ezreal mid lane, Swain
Whoa, Ezreal mid
APC
with
center support.
Okay.
And then we will be seeing the Garen top, Bel'Veth jungle, Ari mid, Vayne bot, Zac support. Really, just
Nice
very
lineup.
interesting drafts from these teams.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this mid lane matchup because it truly is just going to be like a skill matchup here.
You know, we were seeing wow, I'm blanking. Sorry, I wasn't expecting to be speaking against this team. We did see the Ivern support last game, which is now being barred into the. Instead, we are now getting the Zac support from one side, and we're also getting the Ezreal in the mid lane. We're back in. We're back in. Did they not side swap? Wait, hold on. Are they blue side again?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Team picked red side for the second time in a row. So I'm a perma blue side person myself. Can't stand red side, but I also play lock screen, so that's my poison.
I play a lot of top lane, so I love red side because it means I get a final pick, so I always get kind of pick. That's my bias, but
it's fair. I have first pick rock every single game, so does not matter to me. But
also, fun fact about how League ranks: average team MMR, whatever team has the higher MMR gets put on red side, because historically red side has been the worst side in the game.
Yeah,
I think this last season with the map changes might have shaken that up a bit. I don't quite know what's deemed as the worst one. I do know that red side bot side is miserable for being ganked, but past that,
I had no idea that was how they decided blue side or red side. So
there was like I think over 6 years of data. They were like, yeah, blue side just wins more at like every level of play, and it wasn't by like a tiny amount. It was like I think like 2%.
It's for the lock screen havers. You know who you are.
It is true. I'm pretty sure blue side is better if you play lock screen than red side is.
Wait, is that a Rammus top Gwen jungle?
Oh wait, they flexed it.
They did.
Yeah, you're right.
Interesting. I was also seeing some very interesting Rammus builds and plays on TikTok earlier today. So, you know, it was fate. It was destiny to see some Rammus gameplay. So I'm interested how many people will accidentally kill themselves on Rammus.
It might be the Bel'Veth a lot, but she also might elect not to gank the top lane. I think the only issue is, you do have 2 true damage buttons on the side of Oakland into this Rammus. So maybe a little difficult for them to, abuse the Rammus pick here. But on the flip side, they have a lot of AoE burn damage on this team. The Gwen, the Swain, and the Ezreal Senna are really good into, shutting down this Vayne as well. So I think this really... I don't think either comp is a clear-cut victor here. I think there's going to be a very, back and forth. It's going to come down to, just who performs better in these fights.
Yeah, I could definitely see some very big carry potential on both the Bel'Veth and the Vayne here, just absolutely destroying their team. So,
yeah, I'd probably look out for both junglers this game. I definitely look out for probably... I mean, honestly, every character in this game has some way they can take over this game. I feel like every character on both sides, except maybe the Ramus, have a way to carry this game.
That's true. Maybe I just have
So,
a little bit of PTSD from Vayne bot, so you have to forgive me. But yeah, that range bot lane is going to be interesting, though. I will say.
I feel like it's a little hard on the Vayne Zac side just because you have
Hmm.
so much to deal with. But we do have another donation coming in from Anonymous. We have a $20 coming in. Thank you for the donation. Every little bit helps.
For
And we'll be
sure.
loading into the next game.
Yeah, and hey, if your team is playing, you can even donate and you can not bet per se, but you can support your team, show your support by clicking which team you think is going to take home the money for each section. So if your team didn't make it in League, you can always show your support for Overwatch or CS2 tomorrow. But if your team is playing League, then I'm just saying they definitely know. They know that they have some supporters in the chat. So show your love.
We may have another situation.
Yeah. Um. Hmm. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna try to restart my client because mine also did not work. So let's see if we can get into this. I wonder if the Skarner release had anything to do, like the Skarner update had anything to do with a higher percentage of league spectator bugs.
I'm not sure because I saw this. Was it 2 months ago? The same exact thing was happening. It always seemed to be at like 30-second intervals. It was either at like 0-0 or 30.
Hmm. Ooh, Seems my entire client is broken. Uh, that's cool. Let me try signing out and just sign back in. Basic troubleshooting. Let's go. Now you get to hear keyboard ASMR while we try to fix things. Poor Daniel, our observer today, is just having the worst of it. I know, Romeo. This is so tragic. Okay, let's see if I can get into this. I feel so bad for these teams. Their poor plays. Okay, I think I should be able to reconnect here. I'm in, guys. Okay. Let's see. I am in, so here, let me go ahead and stream the game. And I can, let's see.
Oh my god, gameplay.
I know. Give me just a second. I need to look at what the. Okay. Justin, if you can just take the feed from Sherp and throw it on to the stream. And sorry, my observing's really bad, so we're just gonna leave it on auto observe. Looks like it is 1-1 right now.
We're
The
going in. We
teams,
dipped right into a gank play in the top lane. Garen getting that pick off, and we do see that there is a small, 700 gold lead in favor of Oakland going into this game that we get to see all of.
don't jinx it. But we did make it past 3 minutes, so we're good.
Yeah, at least we have a little something to work with. I believe we're currently just shooting Discord windows. There
They're
we
good.
go.
Okay.
All right, awesome. Look, we had a little bit of, was that a proxy being considered, but then didn't go with?
I think so.
Oh, we will see Rammus coming in, catching the Garen in the top lane. It is actually the Rammus jungle. They just didn't, swap the orders, but had the characters on different locks. So it is the Gwen Garen top lane.
Tragic. I was so ready to see some Rammus top lane into Garen. Oh, just barely missed on that Zac, but they did manage to stagger there, so I think that is still in their favor here.
Yeah, a little bit of staggered reset. It's always nice to have. If you get the timer off, you can get the waves where you want to be quicker, and you tend to lose out on CS2 if you don't get the back quite off when you want to. We'll see Ari going in onto the Ezreal. The E dodges the Q, but the second bounce back does grab there, forced to flash under the turret, chunked out with wave coming in. That's
So
quite a bit of
close on
damage.
that charm.
No resources as well. That health is at like 25%, and there's no mana. We see the Gwen Ari going out on the Bel'Veth. There's a 2-level lead of this top laner over the jungler. We see Ari getting the charm off on the Rammus. It is a 3v2. But they are healthier on the side of the Gwen and the Rammus. But Gwen is also low mana. She just used her ult, does have to get back. We do see Ezra coming in with the TP, but this play should be over as we now take a look at this bot lane matchup.
Rammus is doing Rammus things. Zac goes in here in the bot lane, forcing out a flash from Swain. The flash and it goes from Vayne. She's going to pick up that kill there. Seems to be some more skirmishing in mid lane here as well. But this Ahri better be careful with the Rammus pressure still.
And we do see another donation coming in from Caden's mom, $20. Thank you so much for your donation and for supporting your child, Caden. You'll see a dive going in here. The Senna gets condemned by the Vayne. We do see Flash coming out, gets on interrupt, but that is 200 HP. Bel'Veth and Vayne are going in, and that is a kill over in favor of Bel'Veth. 4-1 in favor of Oakland at this current moment.
Okay, Garen ult and ignite. I don't think she lives this. And Rammus is on grubs right now, so although Garen is picking up that kill, Rammus is still going to get that objective pressure there.
I believe that should be the first set of Void Grubs, so that is 3 over in favor of Oakland, unless we missed one earlier that was grabbed. Or not in favor of Oakland, in favor of UGA. So that is 3 in their favor. If they're managing the next 3 in a couple minutes here, then that could be sex, and a lot of split pressure can be garnered from this Gwen in the late game.
This proxy
we'll see
is,
a proxy.
well, except Rammus is pulling up.
Oh, we see the Bel'Veth gank in the bot lane. The root on Senna does come out. The Swain is being engaged on. We see the Zac Q hitting, but he cannot connect it to anything else. And that is another kill going over to Bel'Veth, as Gary has to flash the wall from this Gwen. Oh, the Gwen third cast of R manages to get, again, with that 1,000 cuts. Very nice pick.
Picking
Back
up
and forth going for between Oakland and UGA here.
Yeah.
It's very nice to see.
Definitely trying to close that early gold lead that Oakland has. Zac's kind of ping-ponging between mid and bot, trying to pick up some more kills here.
Oh, we do see the Swain ult coming out. We do see the condemn from the Vayne. Zac is here trying to help out their ADC. But we will see the Swain, that ult stays active as long as they're hitting someone. Oh, and we almost see the Ezreal ult sniping Vayne. We do see Senna get the slow for the Q. Is that enough time to get the soul pull? Oh, we get it off. One more auto could do the job. And we do see support Aang getting that pick on Cheese Chaz. And we also see Swain falling down to the Bel'Veth and the Zac. So we see that R coming in, getting that true form for the Bel'Veth. The Zac passive does pop out. Senna Rammus will do what they can to pick it out. But, and we see the knockup coming out from the Bel'Veth. The Senna is engaged on. Zac manages to reform from his blobs. Rammus has to get out. We see the true form coming again. Ooh, Rammus barely gets out with their life, having to ult out from that fight. No HP left, but still scraping by with just a bit of life. Quite a bit of fighting going in his bot lane. We see Bell going in for a little more. The dive, the E, do get the pick off. Very well played.
I think UGA definitely overstayed that Zac kill a little bit, trying to secure that. But Belveth is just really strong right now. I think she's the one who actually ended up getting first blood, by the way.
Yeah, she is 5-0 right now. I believe that was their jungler WZek. They are a challenger, if I'm not mistaken. So really just showing, that confidence in that, like they're really in the top end of players in our region. So you're gonna see a lot of things from this player.
Yeah, there is that. There is starting to become a gap here, though, in farm between the two junglers. So even though Belveth is picking up these kills, Gwen is. Sorry, not Gwen.
We'll see Belveth going in once again. Rammus is not allowed to farm anymore, just being picked on. 3 people in their jungle. We see Ezreal getting charmed over the wall by Ahri. They're running back to their turret, but this new alcove just gives a lot more space to be harassed from. I see Zac looking in for the dive in the Ezreal, but Ezreal does realize something's not right and runs up into their topside jungle to get out of this fight.
Also, I misspoke. I keep forgetting that Gwen and Rammus are swap places. Early Gwen ult here, top lane.
We can actually swap the position on the scoreboard if you want to fix that real quick.
Oh, sick. I did not, didn't know that was possible in spectator mode, so I didn't want to.
We'll see another engage going as Swain is popping the R to get out. We see Sentinel going in, that shielding that damage. We do see, the Ezreal ult does snipe the Zac. Very clean. These global ults are just coming a lot into UGA's favor, being able to turn these fights as they go off across the map. I will say, Oakland is ahead, but most of that gold is currently on their jungler, so a lot of fights happening without their jungler are actually pretty even for UGA to be taking. But we see Wizzle, this counter pick in the jungle, not doing the damage as just how far of a lead this Belveth has, and that bonus damage from the true form makes it really hard, and that second set of guppies will be going over to Oakland. We will not see any guppy spawns later in this game. No guppies on turret. That is 3 to both teams.
You call them guppies?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They're void guppies.
Oh, I love that. It looks like top tower is definitely going to be the first to fall this match. Should be here any second now while Garen is proxying.
Ooh, we do see Rammus once here collecting on the proxy, but Belveth is right around the corner. The Garen ult does come out. I believe that's ult ignite, and then Belveth snipes the kill. Another kill over this Belveth. They are just getting so strong, and that character does not stop scaling. That permanent attack speed scaling is very gross to have on a character that does a little bit of true damage in every single auto. We'll see Rammus grabbing the taunt on the Garen, trying to get it, but he's just too tanky with that W passive, giving him some extra armor. And we'll see Rammus getting caught out once again by the Belveth. Oh my god, this game is being dominated by WZek. Zek. I'm not sure how to say that. My apologies. We'll see another fight going on in the mid lane as Ezra goes in on this Ahri. The R flash, but Zac is there to get the collect. That's another pick going over in favor of Oakland. The map just feels completely controlled by Oakland right now. It's going to be very difficult for UGA to find their footing this game. See Gwen going in once again on this Garen. The R3 does miss, and Belveth is still in the top lane. Grabbing out Gwen once again. And that should be, I believe we're at, what, 8 or 9-0 on Belveth at this point?
9-0 right now.
9-0-2 at 12 minutes 30 seconds.
It's not looking good. Not looking good for UGA here, for sure, with those 9 kills on Belveth. But, Ezreal has been trying to pick up some kills with those global ults. And, Senna does have that kill bot lane. So if she continues to pick up some more kills, especially with her range on Vayne, Ahri, and the rest of the team, she very well could do some pretty damage here in a couple, phases of the game.
We'll see Zac looking for an engage on this bot lane. Doesn't quite land the E. The Swain ult does come out. The Q does go wide on the Zac, but they may be able to run out of the Swain ult just in time. They do catch with the R recast and go, but it looks like Vayne and Zac will be able to get out as well as in the bot lane. I will say, though, with all this gold on Belveth, that is a massive shutdown they can snipe. And if they get Rammus and Gwen on that Belveth at the same time, isolated, they might actually be able to get the damage out just with that burst alone. Just because Rammus, even though he does melt pretty quickly Belveth right now, does still kind of pacify the character quite a bit with the taunt and the reflection damage from the W. But we'll see the map kind of crumbling right now. Top tier 1 down, bot tier 1 will be falling soon. We'll see next strike coming up and just the jungle completely controlled by Oakland right now.
Ezreal roaming up. Senna ult coming out.
We will see Rammus trying to fight for any farm they can, requiring 2 of their teammates to help them take this jungle. And even then, they still cannot get this red buff, as Ahri and Garen are just harassing in this topside jungle.
Gwen ult coming out, Ezreal ult coming out as well. Fighting over this red buff still. Now it's a 4v3, but that Bel'Veth is something to be
We see the
wary
true
of.
form reset coming out. Rammus being picked. We see another dive going in bot lane at the same time. A pick off onto the Swain. As we see this jungle just being completely stolen from the hands of UGA. 3 have fallen in this fight. None have fallen in Oakland. And we see Senna getting picked out as well by this Bel'Veth. She's just so strong this game. And they cannot find any footing to take something back. There's no more farm allowed for this Rammus for the rest of the game. So that's just harassing this Ezreal under turret. Surprisingly, I believe Ezreal had more HP there, max HP than Bel'Veth in that moment.
I think you did, but you know, I'd still be pretty wary. ADC in general mentality, you gotta be very wary. Getting too close, so.
You do get breathed on by almost any of these champions, and you do disappear, but very interesting to see that health difference. Yeah, Garen just looking to, be some more harass on this Gwen. She can trade back, but she just can't get him low enough to ever do anything. See, more harass in the jungle. Rammus cannot get a buff. See Swain ult coming out, but we will see Rammus falling to Bel'Veth. We'll see True Form coming out once again. That true damage on the ult going out. But ooh, Bel'Veth got very low there. Almost got grabbed by the shutdown. Zac is left for dead as Bel'Veth has to protect the shutdown with her life. We may see a chase going a little more, but Bel'Veth does have 4 dashes, able to get away as Zac does fall back over to UGA. Will they be able to contest this dragon off that pick? We shall see. Bel'Veth is back, half health again already. Ezreal grabbed by the knockup. He going down, misses the blink over the wall. Vayne gets condemned on Senna onto the wall. That's a double kill back in favor of Bel'Veth. It looked so good for a minute there. But now is fully back in Oakland's control once again. As you see Garen proxying behind this tier 2 turret in the top lane. We see Bel'Veth continues to go for blood, harassing the Rammus under turret as they try to siege this tower. Goes in, gets the E, gets the execute. Ahri was tanking turrets, so Bel'Veth can fully grab this form again. Another coral. And the tier 2 turret in the bot lane go down. This map is just fully controlled. Rammus cannot catch or break this game.
Yeah, they did, they were running for their heals for a second. This Zac did get picked out. He decided to sacrifice himself just a little bit so that Bel'Veth could have less pressure and get out easier. And both of their flashes were, I think both of their flashes were used then. Maybe not Zac, but Bel'Veth's flash definitely was used out there.
Yeah, they did have to burn and get some health back before they engage. But we see the going in. The Garen does get picked off by the Gwen ulti. Gwen chasing the Ahri as well. We see the Ezreal coming across the map. Swain is just burning down very slowly on the Zac. And he gets picked once again. Grabbing a couple picks back for the team, but they're not really getting the shutdowns that they want. They can't get this Bel'Veth. And, they're fighting only for these scraps in the jungle. They can't take any objectives off these plays. They just get to fight for a little bit more farm. And the kill gold doesn't hurt as well. But we do see there's an 11k gold gap between the two teams right now, as well as 2 dragons in favor of Oakland. And we will see the Rift Herald falling probably sometime soon in favor of Oakland. We see Rammus being engaged on once again by the Bel'Veth. We see the W come up. They are rooted. The Senna root and the Swainy have just, bought enough time for Rammus to get away. Rammus looking for the re-engage. This is what I was talking about earlier, but ooh, just the dashes and the blast cone. Just able to dance around all 5 members of UGA. This Bel'Veth is going crazy. Zac is coming in to get some help. Bel'Veth is falling low, 200 HP, but they are able to disengage just in the nick of time as the rest of their team moves back in to cover their exit and just keep control of this game as Bel'Veth goes to now regen their life bar by taking the Rift Herald.
Wow, they really did dance around the entire team all by themselves. I mean, there was a little bit of pressure there with Zac starting to back her up towards the end, but she did just go right around each and every one of them and get a pick too. So.
Yeah, it was really impressive movement. You thought that Rammus was about to get that, engage on them, but they just managed to dash in, get that blast cone, and just get that free movement past the entire team. Because it really is their only way to lock down this Bel'Veth. And we'll see Rammus once again trying to get some camps, but just being harassed for everything. And Garen just getting the snipe, the ignite, the R. Bel'Veth is also looking to dive this Gwen on the tier 2 turret, which is not letting them catch any kind of break as they use Rift Herald to grab this tier 2 turret. They may look to get another Ram as they go inside the Rift Herald, getting this new Ram mechanic that is introduced in this season. Getting another hit in, all those guppies spawning onto the turret. We'll see Swain ult coming out, a little defensive, but Bel'Veth just nuking the turret down. Misses the knockup. Does get grabbed. The Swain ult is still going on. Swain is fully healthy. Zac trades their life to try to get this Bel'Veth out. Ahri has 1 dash to get over this wall. Rammus goes in with the ulti. Bel'Veth re-engages. Rammus is caught alone. We do see Garen picking out the Swain. Bel'Veth low HP, but manages to grab a coral, get some HP back. And we'll see the Rammus fall as well. Another coral, more HP. Bel'Veth back and healthy once again.
Both the Senna and the Ezreal did try to support that fight, but they just simply could not push up without also risking their lives as well. So
Yeah, no, and if everyone gets picked there, the game does end right in the moment. And, you got to fight for what little time you have. This is, if you lose this game, it is, I believe, down for the count, best of 3. So
yeah,
they
although
need
they are
to
choosing
turn this
to
back.
chase this Garen right now rather than trying to protect base. So
They were
think,
playing off the respawn timers of their teammates, hopefully get it. Bel'Veth does get, I believe, taunt under turret, but is barely able to get out. Will they fall to the Gwen? No, they will not. They were so low that they still are so low. Which means Senna comes out, 1,000 gold in their pocket, managed to grab that Bel'Veth. Finally going. That perfect scoreline is no longer perfect as the first death of this Bel'Veth comes out. 30-10. 20 minutes into this game, the base is crippled. There's one turret remaining on the side of UGA. This game has been quite a mess up. Maybe that gold swing in the favor of the Senna might be enough to maybe start fighting for some objectives. Maybe get a turnaround. Because that is the main key player on Oakland right now, is this Bel'Veth. And how much of an insane lead they have gained for themselves.
Grimace is trying to take back a bit of pressure in his own jungle here, if not just to give a little bit of sense of security right around Baron. The only objective that's up for the next, oh gosh, couple minutes, I think. There we go, next minute. But looks like they are not going to let him have any sense of ease in his own jungle ever this entire game.
Yeah, we'll be even seeing Garen just opting to just farm Rammus' jungle for like the rest of this game at this point. He's taken every camp on the map. Rammus does not have an income source. We see Gwen going in with the ulti. We see the Ahri ult ending night coming out. We see Zac coming in. The charm landing on the Gwen. Gwen's very low, taken out by the Zac ult. Rammus being blown up as well. We can see that Oakland's team is also just fully strong. The wealth does spread around to the team. We see Senna coming up with that new 1,000 gold in her pocket, trying to do what she can. She is doing decent damage to the Zac as Zac does break into his passive once again while Swain is chasing down the backline. But Violet does show up, does not let Ahri fall to the Swain. We'll see True Form coming back once again. That damage from getting that coral is very, very useful to have on a Bel'Veth. You can dash over walls. You get more damage. Really nice to have. So being able to grab that right after your death is very, very nice to have. We will see, though, the 3 remaining teammates of UGA with Gwen coming right back up as well. Will they be able to hold this turret through the Baron buff? We do see quite a bit of damage going out on the Ahri, but we do see Charm coming out. See the E going in. Does not manage to step the Rammus. Bel'Veth has to flash out, but their base is open. Nexus is open. They have all these minions in the base. Will they be able to fight the Bel'Veth and fight them to clear these minions? It does not look like it, as the base is slowly being shipped with these minions, and that is game in favor of Oakland, and I believe we will be seeing them going to the finals.
Wow. That was intense for sure. I mean, even when Oakland was doing so much early game, UGA did not let up at all. Eventually did get that Senna shut down. Unfortunately, could not bring it back for the second game, but definitely had some close moments there. So kept Bel'Veth on her toes for sure. Interested to see, what these stats were after this game. Sorry, kind of impromptu setup for the stream. I don't actually have anything for, streaming the Discord, so.
Gotta pull in the grass real quick. The damage chart, yeah, the
Yeah,
Bel'Veth, but the Ezreal, honestly, look at the Ezreal damage is pretty good there too. All things considered.
Okay, there we go. I think Justin pulled over the feed for the or somebody will pull over the feed. There we go, for the Discord. So do we want to pull in for an interview, or are the next teams ready? Should we go into the second series? Let's see. 8 p.m. Yeah, so we definitely have enough time for an interview. So let's look at Oakland. I don't think they elected a specific person to do an interview in particular. So if somebody wants to go ahead and, looks like Chris is reaching out for an interview. So I would definitely like to pick the brain of what was going on in their team for this last match, and even try to get some insight for the first match, see what was kind of going on for that, even though we weren't able to actually follow that and see it. I know, Romeo, it was intense, wasn't it? Very. He's just gonna keep chatting here for a second. Actually, I think it is 8 o'clock, so it is time for his dinner here. So, after this interview, I'll have to give him some food. Poor baby is a couple minutes late. I'm sorry.
The chatters demand to see the cat.
Chatters demand to see the cat.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, here we go.
Let's see this
Let's
cat.
see if I can.
Let's get the cat
Let's
out
see
here.
this
Hey
cat.
there. Pull.
Shaggy?
Rodeo, come here.
Cat time.
Come here.
Cat time.
Hello, hello.
Cat time.
Hey, what's up?
We have Shaggy here for the interview. Just to double check, what was your name inside the game?
I was Shaggy.
Oh, sorry. There we go. My bad.
You're good.
So yeah, I guess we'll start off right away. Congrats on the game, and honestly, how'd you feel about those two games? We didn't get to quite see the first one; we had some technical difficulties, but overall, how'd you feel? The pacing of the game was.
The first game, it was a little bit closer. We picked more scaling-based champions with Ivern and Jinx. We threw a little bit at the beginning, but afterwards we kind of recouped and did our thing.
Oh yeah, no, we did notice that the Ivern Lee Sin double lock and kind of told us that one of those characters was going somewhere interesting, and it was nice to see the flex done with that pick. Would have loved to see. We only really got 3 minutes in, so would have loved to see how that Ivern played out in the bot lane. But definitely was really interesting. And then in the second game, at first I think we were expecting. I think more so from UGA side, we were expecting something weird with the Rammus, but they had swapped the pick order. But it was interesting to see that they decided that Ivern was a bigger problem than the Bel'Veth for your team, and decided that needed to be gone.
Uh-huh.
So definitely kind of signaled more towards the fact of, hey, there might have been something that was a little dominant about that. But yeah, and the next thing I guess to ask is when you're going into your draft, what do you think was your team's kind of identity going in once you got to like the middle part of the draft? Did you see anything they were doing that you wanted to pivot what you guys were doing, or did you just have a locked identity of like, this is what we're playing for and this is how we're going to play through this game?
Yeah, we kind of had an identity. We wanted to flex the Zac around to jungle and support. It's very versatile. And then they thought it was Zac top, so we were able to get the counter pick on Garen, and that was a very favorable matchup.
For sure, those flex picks are just very dominating. If you can kind of play where you can throw things, you can get a lot more winning matchups than you normally would get with that case. Another question we have is, what do you think sets your team apart, I guess, from the team you fought today and the other teams you fought all the way through this tournament to get you here?
They were definitely a lot more coordinated. I'll give them that. They made tempo plays. They had pretty good sense of connection, like where to go, how to get there.
And definitely for sure, it felt like they kind of, kept in angles, and when they were trying to like recontest some things, even went from behind, they kind of did it with a more group effort. There was never really one person trying to do much by themselves. It was always that there was some kind of effort, something premeditated for every play that was made, never just we're randomly going to go for this one thing.
Right.
I have a question. So, I was wondering who you thought was not only MVP of your guys' team, but also who do you think was MVP of the other team that last match?
I'm gonna have to go with probably our jungler. He's kind of the
Okay, that's fair.
cornerstone of our ensemble. We can always play for him. He can always carry. I think the mid laner on the enemy team did an excellent job. Game 2 played very well. Kind of farmed on Ezreal. That's kind of the goal Ezreal wants to accomplish. So I feel like he played the best out of them.
For sure. And yeah, we were definitely echoing some of that same, like trying to support the rest of the team with that global ult constantly. I know Senna was trying to as well, but she was having a bit of a time bot lane compared to Ezreal in mid lane. So, but yeah, Bel'Veth obviously popped off that game. Nobody can contest that for sure. So definitely echo that as well.
Yeah, we'd see a lot of those fights. So it was like looking really good for you guys, and we just see an Ezreal ult come in, and it's suddenly like, the fight doesn't look quite as good anymore. So yeah, it's very, very interesting to see. They kept them a little bit on your toes there, just with those global ultimates as well. Coming into these semifinals, did you guys do any kind of like extra prep work? Was there any kind of plan or scouting you saw when you were looking at these teams that you guys were trying to address?
Um, Not really. We did decide to go with the roster swap. Usually I play jungle, but we kind of felt more of a synergy against their champions with myself and the AD carry Chaz. He usually plays mid for us. We felt we would have had better synergy against these guys in the bot lane. So we decided to switch up some people. My native role is jungle, hence why you see like Zach, Ivor, and a bunch of unorthodox picks. Can play pretty much any champion support.
As
So
a
you
support
keep in
main,
your
would
comfort
100%
pool,
agree.
but in a different role. Yeah, that's a very good way to go about it, to be honest.
Mhm.
Seems
Especially
like it
'cause
worked out very well.
Ivern is an enchanter, and Zach, is a pretty good engage champ no matter what role you throw him in, whether it's top, jungle, support, and even sometimes mid lane. And you could consider farming ADC as well if you do it with the Senna. So
Yeah, exactly.
a lot of flexibility with that champion there.
Hmm.
Was there any moment in either games where you guys kind of felt a little worried of like, hey, something could go wrong here? Or did you feel like you just kind of had a full reins on both these games?
Game two went pretty smooth. We kind of stuck to the plan that we had. Game one, we kind of went for a coin flippy play on the invade, and that set a little negative tone for the start of the game. But we were able to connect and recoup.
I've got a question. So, from the spectator perspective, we could only see up to 3 minutes of the last game. Who got first blood?
Um, Red side got first blood. They took down myself and my jungler.
Okay, was it in that when was it in that invade?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. That's exactly where the camera stopped. So we didn't actually get to see the resolution of that fight. So was very interested to see how that went. So, okay, I see. So that's what that invade you were talking about.
Yeah, we
the
saw it
invade
about
leading
where
to that negative.
Yon
Okay.
was about to join you guys on that fight, and Silas was a little bit behind them. That's about as far as we got. So we were like, this fight looks like it's going to do a lot, but it just Riot Spectator Tool let us down in that moment, unfortunately.
Yeah, it'll do that.
We make do with what we can.
Hmm.
Well, if you had any last words to shout out about your school or about any of your teammates, floor is yours for that. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, sure. Shout out to our top laner for these games. He is from China and he doesn't, English is not his first language, and he's jumped through many hoops to get us to where we are today. So,
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
mhm.
Okay, well, I'll let you guys recoup. Get ready for your finals match here coming up in a couple hours, I think. Oh gosh,
Yep.
that sounds longer than it feels. So, yeah, but thank you for playing, having a good game, and being a good sport about it, even though we had some spectator issues on our end. So,
Yeah,
thank
no
you.
worries. Thanks for having us.
For sure. Good luck.
Thank you.
Best of luck.